Now what I'm going to do is draw the shadow. This tomato has a really complicated shadow.
Action.
And now I'm just finishing up the little petals at the top a little bit more. I'm working on that. And then I'm going to go into the shadows. So I see multiple shadows. I see 1, 2 shadows, and where they intersect, it's a deeper shadow. I'm going to use this brown color. So the first shadow looks like a circle that's going like this. So I'm just going to do my best to draw a shadow. And then over here is another shadow like this. And this shadow is caused by the fact that there is multiple light sources in this room. So I just want to make sure that this little middle shadow is drawn correctly right here. And then these little petals also create a shadow, so I'm going to draw those shadows here. And then there's a little petal shadow, very faint one there. So I'm going to very, very lightly use this medium brown for this shadow here. And then over here, I'm going to make it a little bit lighter because there's a slighter area right here. Just make the outside of the shadow a little darker. And this is very, very light, this little petal here. Over here, just the outside of the shadow is a little bit darker. And then this is a little bit sharper right here. And then this is very soft right there. Okay, and then what other color influences are there? So what I would use is this kind of pinkish purple that I used in the plum tomato, or this cherry tomato. And I'm going to mix that in with the brown color because the color of the tomato will influence the color of the shadow. Okay, over here the shadow looks a little bit cooler. It looks more kind of bluish. So I'm going to use that blue that I had out, this medium blue, and very, very lightly I'm going to mix it in with the brown that's on this side. Very lightly, just press. And then I'm going to use even a little bit of purple with that, because it's a little bit of a purplish color to my tomato too. I'll go in there, and I think I'm going to add a little bit of purple to my tomato color, although I think it's pretty saturated. Can't add too much color onto this paper anymore because every little white area has been covered with color. And then on this side, I think I see kind of like this cream color. It's kind of yellowy looking, the shadow. So I'm going to put that there. Clean up my sketchy lines here with the eraser. That. Then I'm going to go in there with this colorless blender I was using and blend all those shadows, blend all the colors that are used in making the shadows and making it a little smoother. Right here. And then even here, the bluish, purplish color. Kind of an odd color shadow. Okay, there we go. And then there's a part of a shadow that's actually a little bit darker, so I'm going to use a darker brown and make that a little bit darker right in here. This part here seems a little lighter, so I'm just going to leave that light. And right underneath the cherry tomato, I'm going to make it much darker. is the medium brown. Try not to get too dark with this. Okay, now I'm going to go back, erase up some highlights on my tomato that I might have covered over. Okay, that's a highlight. There's a little bit of a streak of a highlight right there. Highlight here. A little line here. There. That's a shadow. Keep that dark. Keep that dark. And there's a little bit of a shadow right here. A little darker color. So now I'm almost done. I'm just kind of cleaning up the edges. Go back in with a little army green and a little bit of brown. Okay, and then a blender pencil. Okay, so that is the end of my tutorial for how to draw a cherry tomato.